Right, well, we'll start straight for me then. I've got to warn you.
Go
I'll,
on.
I'll levels up first because it's quite quiet that, wasn't it?
Yeah,
That's better. There we go.
we're pretty close up.
There we go. Um, I'm feeling like Brian Harvey in this bitch right now.
Brian
Um,
Harvey. Who's Brian Harvey? Steve's brother.
no,
Lesser
from
known brother.
if it's I don't know where they're related. If they're brothers, I don't know whose parent came out that white. But no, Brian Harvey's from E17, who most famous or probably most recognisable for you for the song "Won't You Stay
Okay,
Another
okay.
Day."
Christmas song.
Yes, Brian Harvey. He is quite infamous for, well, not as infamous as people should be after this story. If you had this anecdote attached to your name, he's famous
Does it
for.
top Richard Gere's anecdote about the hamster though?
I, I mean, we've probably spoken about this before, but he claims to have. He did reverse over himself with his own Land Rover, and he blamed it on eating too many jacket potatoes.
What a thing to like it's fermented in his stomach into vodka.
Well, no, you say that right, but I know how he feels right now because, like, it's been a long week, Jack. It's been
Why?
it's been a hard week.
Well, you were seeming like you had concussion last week and the week before from the way you were being dozing off and
No,
saying you've got an headache constantly.
just fucking no. Well, I have a deviated septum, which is that's
It's just
cool.
a deviated septum.
Thanks, coach. That's sound. Beautiful shots. Can't blame him at all. My fault entirely. But no, the jacket potatoes killed us off, man. And I could
Oh.
probably run over myself with my own Range Rover if I owned one. For years, I thought you were obviously on gear or something like that, or having a severe psychotic break. There's no way this could be just due to carbs. But I fucking feel it now, man. I think you might have been right. I think basically potatoes, you shouldn't operate heavy machinery. Or
That'd be well
even
good if you could just sell them labels to put on the potatoes. Imagine the money you'd make. You'd be like the guy that came up with cat's eyes, mate.
the don't operate heavy machinery label for
Yeah,
potatoes.
on every singular potato in the tub.
Singular potatoes.
Yeah.
That's
Marking them
really helping the environment. That's really.
out. Bollocks to the environment. That you're trying to make money.
Well, there's my bit. So I'm just telling you from the outset.
Okay.
This,
Well, I've got a little something to do with potatoes in a way.
I've,
Fruit and veg.
What haven't you? What could I
Fucking-
possibly have started with? Right.
Yeah.
What that you would have gone? Yeah, I've got nothing to do with that.
Yeah, I don't know, but I've got something for fruit and veg though that I read.
Okay,
Right. So
please,
let's
indulge.
as a little bit of a not a game sort of thing, right? I'm gonna tell you what you're gonna be doing, right, for fun in the next half hour, and hypothetically, and you're gonna tell me what you're gonna go and grab to use for it to keep it fun and jovial, right? You're gonna
I'm not
drive
going to
through.
actually move though, am I?
No, you're gonna sit right there and
Oh,
answer the question.
fucking sound.
So
Sound.
you're going on a nice drive. You're doing a nice drive by with some fruit and vegetables through the streets of London, right? What sort of what fruit and veg are we going for?
Oh,
You're going to be a serial drive-by fruiter as well. Yes, this is a guy that was doing it a lot until he got caught.
well,
So what are you doing it with?
the dickhead move would be durian fruit.
Yeah, that would be cruel.
That would be the
Spiky and
that'd
hard.
be the real dickhead move. Would be
Yeah.
tossing spiky, quite heavy, the most potent
They
smelling
stink as
fruit.
well when they
It's
burst.
literally
You get
the most potent smelling
Knocked
fruit in
out
the world.
by it and then brought around immediately like smelling salts from the smell of sick.
And then it was just whitey everywhere. So if you wanted to commit like a mild act of biodegradable terrorism, it would be durian fruit.
Okay, but what are you picking?
Hey, just stop oil. If you really want to make a fucking difference, you want to do some fucking terrorism that benefits the ecosystem at the same time, let's start durian fruit.
And it'd
people.
probably do the countries good that sell durian fruit because there'd be an uptake in it.
Thailand.
There we go.
Any support for Thailand, we love it.
Yeah.
So Here's a shout out to all the man them in Just Stop Oil, all the man them who are all like sons and daughters of fucking millionaires. Durian fruit people, like BP executives and that, is fucking
Okra as well, just because it sounds posh.
Hey, Okra's banging, mate. Okra
That
is
just
banging.
sounds too posh.
It's not posh. It's like it's
Is it not?
African veg.
Oh, well, still, go on.
But
what
if I was
fruit
going
are
to
you-
fruit,
yeah,
if I was going
yeah,
to
what
drive
you
by fruit someone,
drive by fruit regularly as well. This seemed to be like he was doing it like at least every couple of days, so he was getting a good laugh out of it.
does it have to be something that's in season all year round then? Because
Not really, because you can buy fruit at any time from Aldi, can't you? So it don't matter.
I sort of want to have something that is slightly painful. So I'd probably
Slightly painful,
I'd pick something with a
Okay.
stone in the middle.
like cherries, so you can really pelt them. Plums.
Cherries if I had a catapult, because you
fucking
can't
hell.
get the purchase on the cherry with just your fingers. Like at the speed, I could throw something else.
Yeah, but if it does catch someone though, coming from a car driving, I mean, obviously London, busy traffic, so maybe you're
Yeah,
not
I've got ages.
You got
to be
time
honest,
to
I
keep
could literally,
throwing them till you hit
I
them.
could have a bag and stand at one car for half an
thinking
hour.
about that makes it weirder for what this guy chose to throw.
Right. Maybe
The fact that he could easily get caught.
a peach or a nectarine.
Really good shouts.
Good
Because you've got that little
size.
stone. If you hit really hard, they're feeling the stone. Like a little
Oh,
pebble in a snowball.
100%. That's exactly it. That was
Yeah,
what come
yeah.
to mind. Was like, what would I have done at school?
You-
I'd have
you
thrown a
might
snowball
just-
with a stone in it.
Yeah, you might just graze them with the bit of the juice, leave them with a stained shirt, or you
Also-
could fucking send them to hospital.
Yeah, because sometimes those stones have got like pointy ends on both ends. That's
Yeah, take an eye out.
absolutely. So
Well-
yeah, that's what I'd do.
This fella went for apples.
Mate, I had a feeling you were going to say apples. It's a solid English fruit.
It is, but it's very solid, isn't it?
Yeah, as I said, it's a solid English fruit.
London traffic throwing apples out your car window. It just fucking makes no sense at all, man. You'd have to make sure you knock them out so they're not coming at you.
Yeah. Although I mean, a pack of 6 apples not that expensive, so you could you fend them off with multiple attacks. You stick and
Like
move.
swinging the bag out the window
That's one option. So
like a sword from an horse.
is this a documented occurrence?
Yeah, I read about it in in my magazine that I get the other.
In your magazine?
Yeah, in the 14 Times, mate. It was in the news section.
Was there any sort of like motive?
I can't remember. I think he was just doing it for a laugh. It took him too long to find out, and I think from what it said, because I read quite a lot of the magazine yesterday. I think from what it said, he started to use tomatoes, and that's what people were then like. Is it the same guy?
He switched brand. We
Yeah,
preferred his old stuff, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a different $5 a day deal from Aldi.
He's gone on this new wave shit. He's gone all European on us. He's
I
not
like
sticking.
the idea though that he got a sudden change of conscience, but he still wanted to do it. He's like, yeah, it's still funny to do, but could have killed that kid yesterday. I didn't see that baby in the papoose.
They're not ripe. Honestly, when they're not ripe, they're dead hard. Tomatoes, you're all right.
He's just putting them in the freezer the night before.
Oh. I mean, the other one, is the strawberry. If you're going to really British drive-by fruit someone,
Just in the summertime.
yeah. And the thing is, it might not hurt, but it's making a mess of your outfit.
Yeah.
And everyone
It's
knows.
inconvenient as well, isn't it? And it's funny. A strawberry's funny for some reason.
Why doesn't that happen more at Wimbledon? Because
Because it's posh people, isn't it? The money it'd cost to go to Wimbledon. Who's there fucking hocking strawberries at the Prince?
clearly no one of our caliber, because that would be the first thing I'd be doing, would be just in the crowd, just gently tossing strawberries at people just to fuck their outfits up.
Just flicking them behind.
Yeah, just
So the people behind you can see you're doing it as well and just completely ignoring them.
Yeah, it's far too. They wouldn't say anything. They'll turn around to me, see a ruffian, and be like, "Oh no." But what I'd try and do is not even hit him. You try and get it so when they're on the lean forward for like, oh, what a serve, and like they lean forward, you just toss the strawberry. So when they're on the lean back to the chair, they catch it between the outfit and chair, compress it, and really smear that along the back.
See, I was thinking down their arse crack, but they're not going to be wearing that ill-fitting clothes, are they? Really, there.
And you would imagine at Wimbledon that would be covered.
Yeah, because they're going to be wearing better trousers and belts, probably decent belts.
Yeah, that would be
I would imagine,
one.
you know.
Yes, probably. So
It would be a good move, though, to be throwing strawberries at people, and then when people are telling you, having a go at you and staring at you, just get out a pint of double cream and just...
just drink it.
slap your mouth together loads, or while they're shouting at you, just eyeballing them dead into their eye. Fucking, what they're gonna do? They're gonna do nothing to a guy that's fucking drinking cream, and you've got 3 more next to you as well, unopened.
That was creepy for me, but that was a very visual bit, and the bit where you thought you were making loud drinking sounds, no one heard that.
Oh,
so there's just gonna be like awkward silence there, where you just stared at me, and I felt it, and I did, and I was unnerved. But the people will not have.
So they've not heard. They can't hear that. Then the noises.
They heard probably a sound and then a 4-second gap. Jack's now trying to
That's the loudest I can do that.
Imitate drinking,
but loud enough for a mic to pick up through a pop shield.
And
this is up across the keyboard.
This if you whitey during this episode, I'll be buzzing. Something involuntary will have happened for the first time in a while. What's on your mind about
dogs?
Yeah, dogs, mate.
So I've been worried for a while, and I've done it in my solo show of but no one will have heard them yet.
He has immediately taken a serious tone, ladies and gentlemen. His eyes just went. They glazed over because he's gone into the place where he keeps the thoughts. Yeah.
Bread and butter time. Yeah. So for ages, right, I've been watching kids' films, making notes of them, as you know, and I kept seeing anti-dog propaganda in films from like 2003 to 2012 kind of time. Quite a bit of it. And I was like, right, this is weird. And then obviously the banning XL bullies. And I thought I'd look into it because I'm worried that by them banning XL bullies, people that like are the left or vegans and that could say, you know, fucking, well, we need to ban cows then, don't we? Because cows are more dangerous than dogs. Cows cause more deaths than dogs every year by people getting walked on and them getting hit by cars and things like that. Like deer cause more, but deer are wild mostly, so you can't, unless you cull the deer, which they wouldn't like, but it means they could get rid of cows, which could mean there'd be less beef, milk, cheese. The vegans get their way, they've taken that out, plus the environmentalists will be like, oh, it's good for the lack of meat, it'll stop the methane, it'll stop the greenhouse gases and all this. It just seems like a slippery slope, a little tiptoe, a little stepping stones in like Takeshi's Castle kind of thing on the way for things they can try. XL bullies has worked. When they've tried to do Rottweilers and German Shepherds in the past, that's the equivalent of the little Japanese fellas falling into the water, smacking their head off the next rock.
All right, that last bit, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Because they've tried Rottweilers.
Oh,
and
right,
German
no,
Shepherds.
sorry.
That hasn't worked.
Takeshi's Castle, the men stepping off the stepping stone. Yeah, I've got you 100%. But the thing is, the people who actually create or enforce the bans are the government, and they will never let the dairy industry and that go because it makes them money somewhat, and they can tax fuck out of it.
So I've got other theories, right? And I've looked into a couple.
While we're on,
go on
quickly. When you're talking about dogs, my Uber driver had what I think was, I've never watched it, but just from the sayings,
dog porn on his phone.
No, his sat nav voice was like Paw Patrol.
Right, I wouldn't know.
It was sort of dog themed, like catchphrases for when he needed to turn left and stuff. I heard the first one within like 12 seconds of getting in the car. I was like, all right, I might have just woken up very.
So it's sort of speaking like saying like turn left. So it sounds like a dog.
Literally shit like that.
Okay.
And like sort of catchphrases that I assume may have been from Paw Patrol, I think. Because that was just the first thing that came up when I searched one of these catchphrases. And then sat nav voice at the end. What
was one of the phrases?
Mate, it's been over 12 hours since then. Okay. I've been hit in the head many times. And as I've told you already, I'm feeling like Brian Harvey in this bitch after that jacket potato. That thing is a fucking machine. But yeah, Indian man, Paw Patrol sat nav.
What if it's just so he can get, make white girls feel comfortable, maybe a bit turned on, so he can try his luck with them?
Makes him
Because they'll be
sound
like,
like he's a
"Is that a
nonce.
dog?" I suppose.
Hmm.
I just
Right.
thought because it's dog-like.
Back to your anti-dog propaganda, mate.
Yes,
I
yes.
had to throw that in because it's
That's okay,
playing
it's
on my
okay,
mind
it's
all
relevant.
day. I've never heard anyone, like, since the first couple of years of people being able to get a sat-nav voice, and they all went, oh, get Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah, turn left, motherfucker. Oh, get Morgan Freeman and all that shit. And I've not heard one in a good 5+ years. And this cunt had a dog-themed sat-nav voice.
Sometimes my car shouts at me in German.
That's amazing.
Just shouts Achtung every now and then.
Warning. Attention.
Yeah.
Hmm.
No lights, nothing
No.
else. Sometimes it'll say Achtung Vera, and when I've looked it up, I think it's trying to tell me to go in fourth, but I'm normally in second gear at that point, where in a point where you shouldn't be in fourth gear.
Yeah.
Like doing like 18, 20 miles an hour.
Is this voice real, Jack?
Yeah, I've made sure other people have heard it.
Right, okay.
I have
Just
checked. Yeah, no, I've checked.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
You can
I
understand.
understand. Yeah, but I did check. But I do know myself, innit? So I did.
Makes no
double check.
sense because my car's French.
Yeah, well, it doesn't make any sense because I thought it was English.
What is it?
It's Safira.
Vauxhall's German. Opel.
Yeah, but you would think, it would speak to you in English. Because everything else in it's in English, and then every now and then it just shouts at you in German.
Because shouting is best done in German.
Yeah. But it does
Ours
get my
would be-
attention as well.
Ours would be far too polite. You'd be like, "Excuse me, pet.
Yeah.
Excuse me, pet."
I hope you don't mind.
Yeah, you have no oil left whatsoever.
Yeah. I hope you don't mind, but you've had your foot on the clutch for the past 15 minutes.
Dogs.
Yes. So, I looked into some of the
Serious
reasons
faces
why they're
back.
banning them. I looked into some of the research as to why they're banning them, and I've read a good portion of the research docket that they used in Parliament.
Fucking docket and everything.
Yeah, right. It's these things called FCEs. That's what they've based the numbers of dog attacks on, because apparently that's the highest it's ever been.
Does that stand
which-
for like face?
Finished consultant episodes.
Oh,
So it's every time you're in a hospital
yeah.
and you talk to anybody in the hospital, it gets logged, and the reason why you're there gets logged with it.
Yeah.
So potentially that could be 100 people that have been spoken to, maybe less, 1,000 people that have been spoken to 9 times. But it's 9,342 for the last years of results that they used as the dog attacks, just dog attacks alone, which is more than any. But when you read in the small print, that's a number that isn't representative of each patient. It's like how many times the collective number of patients that have even mentioned dog have been spoken to by anybody in the hospital.
That doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
So it's-
Genuinely doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
Massage numbers to make it look
Yeah,
scarier.
of course it is.
And then the fucking next fucking on the website they used was called bullywatch.link. So I went on that and had a look through that, and it says that there's been 11 XL bullies have killed people since 2021. But the whole website itself is now down. Like, no one's using it. It's got a thing at the top saying WordPress has expired on this website, so it's not owned by anybody.
Yeah.
It's not been updated since the 16th of September 2023, which to me makes it seem quite suspicious that this website was made. It seems like it was made just to be able to bring in this research.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, but they're talking about it as if it's an external source, which I thought was weird. But I'm convinced they want to take dogs off of us, because I'm very worried that they're going to release like soldiers because of all this stuff about how they now can mess with genetics to make super soldiers, and the stuff about this new Olympics games where they're basically going to be testing out various different drugs on athletes and enhancements and racing them and fighting them against each other. That just seems like a little testing pool for the militaries to be like, look, like China's definitely going to be like, look at what we've injected these mad bastards with. Look how the good these are going to do now in jiu-jitsu. Look at them go. Do you know what I mean?
No, I mean, you're right. If those games, so if China or Russia were to have come forward and said, we're holding an enhanced Olympic Games, you would have been like, I would have been with you off the belt, being like, this is exactly what this is. They've got state-sponsored doping. They just want to fucking basically show off how elite their doping system is, to be like, don't fuck with us, because if it comes to it, we can run faster than you, we can lift more than you, etc.
We've got suits of armour that'll inject these every 20 minutes into our soldiers.
Yeah.
Shoes with needles inside. That's why the Chinese have them pins in the collars.
Go on. Why?
So maybe it's got a little sort of drug
It's a
on the
constant
tip.
injection of
So
TRT.
if they do get a little bit slow, a little bit lazy, the head goes.
Ping 'em.
Bit of fucking bit of energy.
Well, I think it's an American who wants to run this idea, which immediately just makes me think he was off his nut. And all his mates like, yeah, wouldn't it be? They did the usual, like, wouldn't it be class to see the 100-meter games and everyone's on coke? And he literally just sat there and went, well, I have the money. Why not?
But do you not think that's a suspicious thing, that it's an American doing that? Like, it'd be an American asset, because then the American because look how close we're supposed to be to a big war now. Like, it would be a really good time to be able to suss out kind of what's going on and what's available with the best of the best that are then on drugs.
I don't think, if that was the case, I don't think you would even make those public. So if you're China, for example,
you'd want the element of surprise.
We like the China boys. They're sneaky boys. They're under the radar. They would come and lose. They'd be like, "Oh, look our doping shit, measly." This is if it was like
it's
you're suggesting
to do this.
That might be the angle they take, but that's the angle they would take. The Japanese would not be doping. They would have like fucking elite microprocessing systems that just control
just radiated.
They're
ghouls. They've made ghouls.
They are technology, like just fucking anthropomorphic technology. That's exactly what the Japanese would be bringing. But the Chinese, and maybe the Russians as well. And then the Russians would have too much pride. They would not do that. The Chinese they'd be brilliant, covert. They'd be like, no, we're shit. Look how bad we are. We couldn't possibly be doping whatsoever. Meanwhile, creating little units that can fucking build. Apparently, according to the fucking reels I watch on Instagram, 500,000 spoons in an 8-hour shift.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to get that down to 6 hours.
Yeah.
Doping. That's why they're making the spoons.
That's just basic training. But I still don't think it's going to be fought with manpower all that much. I think the sides that will be using manpower will be the sides that don't have access to this sort of gear. The people who have manpower will be using manpower because they don't have drones, submarines, aircraft carriers, trillions of dollars, or anything else. We'll all be quite far away, fighting it via Xbox pads and like little TV screens.
In a nice little proxy war somewhere in probably like mid-Africa.
Told you, mate, it's Africa. It's where the resources are.
Yeah.
Proxy war.
Well.
By the way, while we're on, little note, quick bit of Africa. You know, I believe we talked about in the previous episode how the Wagner Group, the Russian man them, you know them ones, with the leader that was like, oh, fuck Putin, we're going to go.
Let me get on telly.
We're going to go to the city and we're going to stage a coup. And then his helicopter fell down. Shit. Oh, bollocks. Well, anyway, we talked in a previous episode about they also operate in Africa.
Yeah. Like
Central African Republic and Zambia or Zimbabwe, one of the two. I can't remember which one. It's one of the Z ones. The Jack and Potato, told you, Brian Harvey. Anyway, they've called now Russia in a rebranding of because obviously they want to fucking wipe any name of Wagner Group off the earth, but whilst not dismantling Wagner at all.
Just a rebrand.
Just a quick rebrand, you know.
Change the logo, change the name, maybe a new slogan.
If you were going to change that, Russia, you know, your history, what you've done in the past, who you've fought against, and you're fighting, especially considering you're fighting Ukraine at the moment and what you're apparently accusing them of being, who would you take inspiration from to name your unit in Africa?
Nelson Mandela.
That would be better. That would be better.
Call it Whitney.
That'd be fantastic.
That was his wife, wasn't it?
Was it?
Was his wife called Whitney? Was his wife
you've hit us with one that I don't know there.
Sure, it was Whitney.
All right, I'm with you.
Winnie.
That sounds maybe a
I
little
think
bit.
it might be Winnie.
Yeah.
Call it Winnie.
Okay. He called it the Africa Corps, which is
It's a good name for it.
it.
When the locals see it coming, they'll think, "Oh, thank God they're here."
It was also the name for the German branch of the army that fought in Africa during World War Two. It's literally the Nazi regiments that fought out there, and the Russians went, "Oh, we like the sound of that. That's great. Let's name it after that while we're fighting Ukraine, who were claiming to be Nazis." Just a little one. Just a little one.
Yeah.
Just a little one.
Yeah.
They're going to be players. They're going to be players in the game. We've already seen they've not got a great success against drones.
No.
We see it quite often. They've got a pretty poor track record against drones, it would appear.
Good one against buildings, though, that seem to have the wrong people in. If you look into the news, they're fucking minted at like that building there's looking at us. Look at the glint in the sun in that window there. So it's making me squint.
What's this?
And then calling in an airstrike on that building to level it so get the sun out their eyes.
Who the fuck did this and where? That's
I
mint.
don't know. I'm just saying this is the better at that.
Oh,
than
right.
Getting drones out the air.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. He looked excited then to hear about this. He's like,
I thought it was something real. I was like, this sounds great. Someone flattened an entire building just because I've felt that pain when the sun's been in my eyes.
Can imagine as well.
Yeah.
It'd be doing you right because you're already on fever pitch, aren't you? You're angry, you're annoyed, you're on edge. It's fucking. I can at least do something about this. They could be hiding behind it, guys.
Yeah. You never know. You never know. I don't know where we were going with this. We were on about World War III. Dogs.
Right? So a part of that, bringing in World War III, which was my point, we're heading towards conflict. I think there's an element where they're trying to take away dogs that could be used in defence, or if people were to be started to killed and then these dogs got out and started breeding with other dogs, these dogs would become quite vicious potentially because of the nature of the dog. If any of that is true about these dogs being more vicious than other dogs and it not being about the people that are training them to be potentially more vicious, or not training them at all when they get them and just keeping them as thinking they're their kids or whatever, like idiots, then they wouldn't want these dogs running rampant in the streets. They wouldn't want them running around.
Very true.
Because they might as well introduce wolves kind of thing. Why not? You know, if it's the most dangerous dog you can have and then they suddenly run round, they'd be the rulers.
Well, this is the thing. They've discussed reintroducing wolves a few times.
I've seen that they want to re-release them, don't they, in
like
Scotland?
up in like Northumberland, like Scotland, the northeast, that sort of area.
But do you think that could be a means of doing that behind the guise of environmentalism and the ecosystem? Do you reckon it's another way to bring down the amount of people that go wild camping? No, because that's bad for like business, isn't it? It's bad for Airbnb. It's bad for the hotel industry. The hotel industry is struggling anyway because a lot of them weren't taking in guests still because of the government contracts they took out. So they're like, look, we need as many people using the hotels and money coming in as possible. So we need to stop people wild camping. So bring in some wolves and some wolverines and, you know, maybe a few more boars and that, just to keep people away from some of these moors.
In that case, you would have thought they would have like kept XL bullies and then hoped they escaped, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, and just release them anywhere there's cattle grids.
Yeah, just have wild XL bullies just in packs.
Just seeing them running through the fields.
Just out there hunting, like they can smell like weed from 5 miles away because all of their fucking owners were just major fucking Stardog sellers. Mate, I tell you now, fuck them taking any dog. The whole XL pity thing is painful to see. The whole ban pit bulls movement is a fucking blows me mind.
I just think it's mad, mate. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. Because if you think about how many, I don't know how, I didn't look up how many XL bullies there are, because a lot of the data people apparently don't record how, for some reason, even though you tell your vet what breed of dog you've got, that information doesn't get put on any database anywhere of how many of these certain types of dogs exist. So could it not just be that they're a very popular dog, and for whatever reason they become more popular, which means there's more of them about, which means more people have been attacked by them?
Yes.
Because Jack Russells have got to bite more. Like it doesn't make any sense.
That's 100% correct as well. Like the numbers of them have shot up over the last 5-10 years.
Yeah. So
Like
when it
massively
used to be
because
three,
they became a trend.
yeah. So when 3 of these used to kill people a year, now it's 11 in a 3-year period. That's still close to 3 a year.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. It
No.
honestly, I honestly don't get it. It's
problem is-
bizarre. It's like they're trying to test. If we put all of this in the papers and really rile up about something that people genuinely aren't going to care about because they're going to think the lowest of the low have these dogs like fucking drug dealers and muppets on council estates that want their dogs to fight other people's dogs, and we build that narrative, and we take everything that we learned about making people hate brown people in the early 2000s and apply that now to dogs, can we move that hatred to there in order to get laws passed more effectively and quicker?
Well, I also think it is somewhat to do with the people who are known for breeding these dogs in particular.
But they
'Cause,
tried
like-
to ban the breeding of dogs
Yeah, I know.
beforehand.
I think a lot of it is because they don't get any tax from it. Because a lot of these people, like a lot of them, don't pay tax, and also, and I'm not saying it's the majority, but there's definitely a lot of XL pity breeders XL bully breeders that are criminals. Like I know I've brought it up as a joke before on here, but like so many former weed dealers, big weed dealers, became XL breeders practically overnight during COVID.
No, yeah, I remember you saying.
And like a lot of those unregistered, there'll be no sort of background checks. Will those dogs be cared for? I would like to think so. Can't guarantee it. I don't know if they would care about what happens to the dog afterwards. I can imagine that the government wanting to crack down on people like that or reduce the amount of income they could make. That'd be one way to do it. If they're not getting a cut at all, because none of their mates breed XLs, because it's not proper.
No, imagine they're all in suits. The house in a kitchen
Boom.
that smells of dog shit. They just got another 5 in that room.
Yeah.
Look at them on the go. 4 girls, 1 boy. He's pedigree, highly regarded, Croft winner, eh? And his granddad and his granddad before him, but not the ones in between. So, not great stock.
Got like a triple-barreled surname.
Yeah.
And like a number after it.
And his dog does as well.
Yeah, I was on about the dog.
Oh.
Yeah, I was on about the dog. Dog's got its own house.
Yeah. Like that pond that they built for that duck that minister did.
Tried to
That
claim
house.
for it. Well, did claim for it.
Yeah.
Fucking props to him, to be fair.
I would.
If you're going to be an arsehole,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because the
Be a
thing is,
pompous one,
that one,
where
right?
it looks like you've got no grip on reality.
But is it? Is it that, or is it just pushing the boat and being like, they've got to fuck this one off? He's just writing the most ridiculous fucking expenses claims because he expects one to come back one day and they're going, "Here, mate, you are taking the fucking piss here. Like, there's no way we're giving you the money for 3,000 helium balloons because you want to see if you can just take your car to the top of Big Ben." And you're like, why not? Why not? It's only 15 grand. But it's never...
It's only 15 grand to float your car to Big Ben. Imagine the people on the bridge just staring up at this fucking SUV floating.
No, it's not
I'd be
SUV.
so scared.
It's a Rover 25. It's an old Rover 25. Silver, boring. Beige interior. But I reckon the whole duck pond house was like, they've got to see that this one's a bit. They have to.
I like that it could have been more sinister. And he's put little notes in it and little Polaroids of the guy that signs it all off, going into like a bathhouse and that. Just a little note going, "You know that I know." And his wife's address, and then pictures of this guy going into fucking gay brothels and that. And he's like, "Come on, duck house for the missus." And the guy's like, "No, I can't do that. I can do the other. I could do the hotels. I can do the driving. I can do you driving the petrol to go and get the duck house. I can't do the duck house." Like, well, you've pushed me now.
Yeah. I'm going straight to the Sun As
Yeah, I'm
soon
gonna
as we
topple
leave
everything now.
here. Yeah, that's it. It's gonna burn next day. Oh, it's just take delivery of this duck house, sir. It's every here. No, it wouldn't be every. It's that managed to come the next day. There's no way that's every.
It's come broken in a box 3 doors down.
I saw a mint comment on the whole. I was looking at a few posts about the whole conscription bollocks, which obviously is not a thing. It was just some daft cunt in Parliament going, back in my day, I used to go and fight. No, he didn't, because the last time we had conscription was, I believe, World War II. And I know there's some old cretins in Parliament, but I don't think any of them were conscripted. Anyway, someone... great analysis saying the conscription would be provided by every, and we would never make it out there. We'd all end up in different countries. Like, you just get in, because we won't have a navy anymore. There won't be enough boats to take us places, so we'll be like shipping
Just all
containers.
on them freight ships.
Yeah, we'll end up in like New Zealand, completely
All lost in the Suez Canal.
Hey, great place. There's a lot going on. I don't know what other conspiracy I've got, but we saw
you brought up about COVID time with the dogs. Very, very briefly, you mentioned during COVID with the dogs. The bud
to
dealers,
a segue there.
The bud dealers replaced their
to a segue.
drug dealing with dog breeding. Right?
I did say that.
Now, there was less dog bites during COVID.
That makes sense.
It does, but why does it make sense? Is it because of all the 5G towers? Are these towers, right? Now, bear with me. He's pulling a face here, but bear with me. Let me get to the end of this before you say, what are you on about? Have you seen the film Kingsman?
The first one?
Yeah. When
Yes.
he's in the church and he starts killing everyone.
Yes.
That's done by emitting a sound frequency that affects the people's
Yes.
brains, and they don't need anything put in there, right?
Yes.
So say these dogs, they say this is a plan that's been enacted, and it's taken, maybe 5 or 6 years to build towards, and they've thought, right, it's gonna work on keeping everybody placated, or this will emit a frequency which will make these certain brainwaves violent, or they've gone, we can make it so that it only affects these dogs, and then we'll get these dogs out into the places where they're less likely to call the police and call the papers if the dog just suddenly starts going wild. They're not going to be able to put 2 and 2 together, less likely to put 2 and 2 together, and if they do, who's going to believe them? They're not professors, or they've got no titles before or after the name most of the time. No one's going to listen. It's not going to sound scientific.
HMP.
And then we're going to yeah, that's all they've got.
Just HMP.
Yeah. And then they're like, right, we're going to turn this frequency on and off every now and then and see what happens, see if it can affect these dogs. And if we know it can affect these dogs, then we know that we've got the right sort of things in the genetics or the brain waves and then we can attack other animals, other or people or types of people potentially in the long run, whatever it is that distinguishes people from amongst themselves within genetics or brainwave activity. And then what else? The other part of it that I think helps prove this is if it is all a plan.
So something helps prove this, buzzing.
Yeah. So to prove that if it was all of a plan and like I say, everything's all connected, right? If it is, then what that would mean is the reason that they keep using and for years have been reusing and changing the term of a dog whistle on the internet, on social media, to something that you say to piss off feminists or Trump followers or whatever. A dog, you say certain things and that makes all these other people react. They're getting dog whistle out there, like in the sort of the old idea of conspiracy there. They have to tell us what they're doing in a secretive way where no one's actually going to figure it out until hindsight, and then no one's going to believe them sort of way.
Oh, was that it?
But
at the end?
Well, yeah, but the
All
dog
right.
whistle. Okay, well, I can add a little bit more. The dog whistle idea, they've changed that to take away from the idea of how they used to teach us in school and stuff about Pavlov's dogs. They used to train a dog to a certain noise, and then they could get that certain, that dog would associate that with food. But what if you could make them work out what makes a brainwave, and then they'll figure out how do we connect that to anger. How do we change that brainwave to anger? How do we affect that? Maybe they've done that when that's what the 5G towers were actually for, and they weren't actually to give us all cancer, because they probably were hoping to give us cancer with them, but they're like, we can't, it's a bit too obvious, so we'll just try that one at Buckingham Palace for now. And we got the best doctors and witch doctors and shamans there to protect the king if something does go wrong or it does work.
Clearly not the best. Oh, clearly it worked very well.
Yeah, it worked, didn't it? They were
Yeah,
like,
it
this is
worked.
brilliant.
Shit, in the arse as well. God damn.
Yeah. Straight in
Yeah.
with one of them old Russian things, Russian satellite guns,
Yeah,
bouncing it
yeah.
off the windows. Every time he bends over to tie
Ricochet
his
on fucking
shoelace.
Ricochet on 5G, a 5G Ricochet shot. That's a
Yeah.
skilled craftsman. Who's taking that shot? However,
Thoughts?
when you first started talking, I immediately thought of the fence, the sort of electromagnetic or whatever fence it was on Lost that kept the monster from the safe parts of the island.
Okay.
So emits like a fucking emits
Yeah,
frequency that can either incapacitate you or kill you depending on the levels.
like the mosquitoes they used to put outside of, paper shops.
You mean the zapper?
No, the noise emitter in like Manchester City Centre outside paper shops. They're called mosquitoes.
Yeah, so in ours, in the proper north, this is what the rest of the country thinks of where I'm from, is instead of having a high pitched tone that would drive us away from the outside of shops, what they thought we couldn't stand above all else,
Coats. Someone offering you a coat.
classical
Put a coat on, it
music.
looks cold. Oh wow.
Classical music. They would just play like classical music on repeat,
Getting mugged to Chopin.
thinking that like we were just what high class culture.
Wagner again.
Yeah. I've heard this Mozart 6 times this week. Will you switch this up? It was is fucking hilarious. Even back then, I was like, that's fucking weird. Because I'd seen it on the news that they were going to start emitting sounds from shops and shit like that. And they
Yeah,
gave us that. I was like, what the fuck?
But does that not prove that they were testing around the country on different things though? Does that not
Yeah,
make you think that?
little test it. Well, they probably were doing that to see
They
which
gave
one.
us the most fucking irritating one. He'd walk past it, it felt like it hurt, but it didn't hurt, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like you
yeah.
could feel the inside of your head.
Yeah, I know exactly
So
what you mean.
Yeah, fucking torture. And you're just walking through town, you're not even hanging round outside the shop.
I hope they can't control the minds of dogs.
I'm not saying they control the minds, they're not programming them to fucking kill the baby. It's the path of least resistance. They just do something and it just instinct kicks in.
Makes
They
them
become
angry.
feral. Yeah, and then they can turn it
which
off and it calms back down.
to some degree is mind control, is it not?
Oh, I was thinking more like proper puppeteering mind control. Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street 3, holding the veins mind control.
No, they're not that deep yet. They've got to get hold of you first and fucking get you emotionally blackmail you and shit first, and then that's how they do the ultimate puppeteering. But at this level, rudimentary, surface level puppeteering, I hope not. Although they could then sell that as dog training and make a killing.
But the company that's come up with it could be like, look, we can make it so no dogs will shit on your street ever.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if you've studied that and you're like, right, this is the frequency to make them angry. What's the frequency to stop them pissing on the carpet?
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
bang, and then they
that
sell
would make
that.
a lot more money.
So in the long run, maybe, hear me out, maybe it's worth the lives of a few dozen toddlers, so the rest of the world doesn't have to clean shit and piss off its carpets in the future.
Well, it's not that much of a loss, is it?
Also, what have they experienced?
It's
What's
better
the
for
toddler?
the environment as
What's
well.
the toddler actually missed out on? It doesn't know what it's missed out on.
It probably thought the dog was its friend till the end.
Exactly.
It's just
So-
a bit of a violent game.
What we should do, I'll say this, we should name the products that come from this after the dead toddlers.
Okay.
So,
Baby P no more.
exactly. Siobhan No Shit. Siobhan No Shitter. And then you plug that one in. You could have one so... Ironically, you could have one so it emitted a frequency so it didn't bite toddlers. You don't give that one a name.
That's like a deluxe package.
Yeah, you don't name that one. It'd be just, it'd be rude.
Because it'd be obvious, wouldn't it? Be like, oh yeah, we did figure that one out, so
Yeah.
have this one on us.
Be rude at all the others. That we actually call that learning from our mistakes. That's what this
one,
product's called.
this is the basic package. We feel very bad about what we did. We fired that guy. Actually, you should have read the emails he was sending to the team.
This is what happens when you go freelance, man. This is what happens when you get freelance.
We said you can't say that in the office. He took it very literally. He thought he could email us the word. You can't. We've gotten rid of him, don't
Especially
you?
not in the size font that he put it in. It was massive. We actually had to scroll down to get through the
I had
insult.
to scroll through 6 pages to work out what it was he was saying.
And then there were exclamation marks afterwards. It was a nightmare. I hope they're not controlling the dogs. And little bit on the end. If anyone comes to take my dog, I'll Kaczynski this motherfucker up.
Do you ever fantasize about that though? Like just taking a hammer to someone who tries to take your dog?
Yeah.
I used to think about it all the time when I'd be walking my dog. Thinking, I still think it now sometimes, like someone might just drive past them for whatever reason, try and wing me dog in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, they probably don't want to.
No.
Like, why would anyone want to rob an old dog?
Exactly.
Unless they want to maybe, hurt it.
Thing is, mine is an absolute night. I love it to pieces, and I consider it a fucking joy whenever we go out for a walk together because it's a nightmare. But she's a nightmare on a walk. The woman, the lass is pure fucking energy. So like, no one's gonna see that and go, "Oh yeah, this is the dog that I want to take," because it's gonna be nothing but fucking hassle for you.
This looks like it's gonna rip my house up.
But
Let's have him.
It did tend to be when I was most like usually depressed or pissed off.
Yeah, you think someone's gonna nick your dog?
He'd be like, you just want to hurt someone.
You've got in it.
It's not just that. It's you just want to hurt someone, and then what you're trying to do is rationalize your wanting to hurt someone, and you're like, what would they have to do to me? And it's always something else. It's not usually you. It's like, oh, they've hit me mum or hit me lass, or more importantly for us is the dog.
They took the milk in the shop that had the longer date on it before I could get to it.
Oh.
And you just think to yourself, oh, I'm gonna fucking follow you home and I'm gonna kill you in your sleep.
They took the fucking Oasis behind the front Oasis that's in the fridge, and you wanted the one behind.
Do you know what a good villain would be? A good shit villain. Like a fucking like TikTok sketch villain. Someone that goes into supermarkets and swaps all of them round. Goes in every sort of half hour just to swap the front two of every drink, so everyone gets the warmest drink possible when they then reach for the one behind.
That's pretty brilliant. That's pretty brilliant. Along the lines of supermarket related crack, because I've got, and now we've brought this up. This is not conspiracy related, and I was in Tesco. It's next door. Don't try and find out where I live.
Yeah, you can limit down to where he lives. We know he lives in a block of flats next to a Tesco.
Don't find out where the fuck I live.
And he's mentioned a certain type of railway before.
That
might limit it.
Don't find out where I fucking live.
But if you want to find out the name of that railway, join the Patreon. Patreon.com/truthseeking.
Yeah, I'll give you Jack's full address.
I'll give them yours.
Shit.
Mutually assured destruction.
I went to get. I was on the munch. I was on the munchies, lad, right? Yeah. And it's even though it shouldn't be, it's Easter egg season in Tesco.
Yeah, it was straight away.
Fucking mental.
It was here. I don't know if it was there, but it was here.
Boxing Day. Yeah.
Well, the day after Boxing Day because they were closed. I went shop and they had them.
Oh no, Boxing Day opened for us and full of fucking eggs. Anyway, this was this week. This wasn't the past. It was the past, but the more immediate past.
More in the moment.
Getting eggs, yeah.
Big time.
Got to get eggs. Now it's cold at the moment, yeah. So they've got the heaters on in Tesco, which makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's a pretty small Tesco, so everything's pretty stacked up. But if you were gonna fucking put a load of Easter eggs, and they're the shit ones, they're like the ones that are £1 or £1.50. Yeah, so there's not much packaging.
I'd probably put them on the top shelf.
Yeah, would you put like them directly under a heater?
Yeah, definitely.
So there was
That's exactly where they would be. For any greedy cunt that comes in going, oh, I wish it was Easter already. I'd just be thinking, yeah, have one, you soft cunt.
And do you know what? There was a whole line because they go across like 2-3 hours. There's so many eggs, man. There's more eggs in there. I couldn't get fucking onions the other day. But if I wanted, I could have left with 300 Easter eggs at various discounted prices on my club card. But not an onion. But they were stacked all along the top shelves, which is all right, apart from directly under the fucking aircon that's blasting hot air.
Weird as well, because it's out the way of kids. You'd think you'd want kids seeing these.
Yes. However, that makes it even better is that the one that they put, I believe, melts the quickest, because it was all just white chocolate ones.
Oh.
And if I'm not mistaken, white chocolate not only melts the quickest, but it doesn't solidify again. It just turns to like the paste.
Like a bit like Philadelphia.
Like I put my hand up to grab one, and it just it just slipped through the tinfoil, and then I thought, at that point, I should have just left. I should have just stopped, and I thought, nah, what about the second one? And then I did the same, and I thought, well, I've ruined 2 eggs now. I may as well ruin a third. And I just crumbled a third for no reason at this point, other than I knew it would happen. Yeah,
baby's head.
It was. I knew what would happen. I just thought, fuck it, let's go for a third, and then just crumpled the third, and then took 2 eggs from the other aisle and walked out. I paid.
You
I paid. Don't find out where I live.
Pastry.
Say that again.
Dip into it. Should have took a little pastry or a couple of them to dip into it.
The thing is, mate, and we know this, I'm the purveyor of pastry. I'm a lover of the pastry.
But they can always be doing with improving.
This is true, but I would never buy them from that Tesco because they're just open rack, and there's always flies just fucking all over that shit, man.
I always like the idea of, speaking of other villains, I always like the idea of he's a super villain in the world that I want to make of villains. Well, because I love the idea of just making fucking bad people, making people weirdly evil. I love the idea of a guy who goes into supermarkets and just squeezes all the loaves and fondles the bread, the baguettes in the paper packets. Puts his hand down them in front of people, eyeballs them, gives them a good squeeze to test the firmness. Never buys one.
Yeah. I'd like someone who just, as soon as you leave Greg's, they just come and shake the bag load so all the pastry falls off your thing. Because it's crumbly as fuck.
Yeah.
And then there's nothing you can do about it. That's a belter. That's a move, that.
Someone who starts working in Greg's who puts a very, like, sort of a puddle at the back of the bag of bags. Just enough to sort of slightly biodegrade the bottom of the bag. So once that grease starts getting with the water, we all know oil and water don't mix. The water's going to try and get away and split the bag so the sausage roll can escape.
That's beautiful. So it can be free once again. Free to roam in the
streets.
Back to the sausage streets. Mm-hmm. That's a brilliant one. I like him. I like these inconveniences.
I like the idea of a guy that goes around with a little, like a paint roller, but it's plastic.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes around and just flattens dog shits to paths.
Oh.
He finds them, like he walks around and sees them. Like he doesn't have a dog. He's got no dog.
Yeah.
And just in case he has got a bag of dog shit with him, but no dog. And he's got this little roller, and he just flattens them into the floor. Keeps on walking?
What about a bloke who takes dog shit bags from dog shit bins and puts them back on trees?
Or puts them on the backs of people's cars.
But no, he's the one who actually
on the window wipers.
No one with a dog. No one with a dog is actually tying their dog shit bag to a tree. It's this bloke.
What if it's a government guy though who wants to try and ban dogs entirely? And he's like, if we keep doing this, we ruin the countryside, so that country file can't make a decent calendar for next year because all the trees have dog shit in bags in them.
Get fucking all them lot in. It's not Bill Oddie, he's dead. Whoever does.
It's John Summit in it.
Yeah, him and the others. Get all.
John on board.
Yeah. Mate, this could be covert operations.
It's all step by step, innit? Little, when you look at it in the moment, you're like, oh, what's going on here? And then when we look at it in hindsight, it all makes sense. It all links, connects.
Also, one thing we haven't looked into. Sorry, I've gone on for long enough without talking about.
Is it the wolves?
It's more. No, it is related to the dogs though. Yeah. Did anyone background check any of these dead toddlers? Because how do we know
to see if they were up to something?
Yeah, how do we know none of these were like wanted by Interpol or anything like that?
And the dogs were just Manchurian candidated into it.
Boom. Yeah. Well, how do we know?
And that's what the frequency was. Just like 7 random words.
Either that, or
Marquise,
no.
Bone.
Maybe Manchurian candidates. Maybe, actually the opposite of what everyone thinks, and like they don't hate humans. They're actually fucking so in tune with humans. They're like, here, I know you're all being fooled by the fact that's an 18-month-old child, But I happen to know that child has secret nuclear launch
Also,
codes.
dogs.
Killed
Okay.
34 Syrian children in a school last year with a drone. So I'm going to wait till you all go because you don't want to see this. I'm a fucking nice dog. I don't want you to see what I'm about to have to do here. But I'm doing this for king and country. I'll put my body on the line because I know the system isn't going to approve of what I'm about to do. But just so you know, I'm doing it for the greater good. And then latches onto the child's face.
What would possibly make a little bit more sense than the baby having launch codes? What if they're fourth dimensional creatures and they can see time, past and present and future, and they're like, this one is a bad egg, guys, trust me. I know there's been a lot. I know I've had a few. I know I've said a few and you don't believe me, but this one here, we can't be having him.
Usually I'm not with you whenever you start bringing up extra dimensional entities, but dogs are 10 out of 10 good boys. That's well known.
Protectors.
So if anyone was going to patrol various dimensions to look out for us, it's going to be a dog. We know the first animal in space was a dog.
Was a dog, yeah.
And we can only assume that he made contact with the other interdimensional dogs once he got up there, because he never fed this information back. The Russians didn't understand dog. They're much more bear people than dog people.
I like the idea that the Anunnaki were up there and they were looking, they're sitting around in the tables in the black satellite, the Black Knight satellite, and they're all there and they're like, oh, there's a ship. They've done it. Yeah. Bring them in. They've not looked on Earth. They've not been allowed to. It's against the rules. They don't know who's winning the evolution race.
Fucking golden retriever turns up.
Yeah, it's some Labrador, and they're like, oh, hello. The dog's just staring at them. Or they can speak telepathically to the dog and the dog understands. And they're like, well, you've passed that challenge, so here's your reward. This will send you to any place in time you'd like to go to. Step right through. It's called a Stargate. Good boy. Off you go. The dog's tail's wagging as it goes through.
Just goes to a tennis ball shop. Just straight to a tennis ball shop like butchers.
The first Wimbledon before there was fences and posh people.
Just sits there chucking strawberries at people, lad. Why?
What a call back there.
It's been a while.
It means you can listen to this episode on a loop.
Yeah, from this point. But I'm with you. If they protect us, this sounds like the government have basically discovered that dogs have our backs, and are trying to wipe them out and build electromagnetic brainwave frequency
cages, Faraday cages.
Well, the opposite really, because they're trying to
for dog cages.
Whoa! For a dog cage.
For a dog cage, mate.
Shit. It's like we knew the whole time. That's my phone. However, you'd have noticed there that when I dropped my phone, wasn't as loud of a bang because I've installed a rug.
Oh, very
I've
nice.
Installed a rug.
He's been spending that Patreon money, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. It's fine on a beige. May I mention beautifully beige? Just a rug. So now what I was hoping, because we'll never improve the audio equipment, but what I did try and negate is the amount of rolling around on the floor from the chair. We do this for you, the listener.
Yeah, we make all the effort. Like I now lean into the microphone and it's very uncomfortable. But otherwise, it sounds like I'm miles away and you can't really hear me.
It does, and it also goes in different directions as well. We have at least 2 minutes to kill. We haven't mentioned Putin on Tucker Carlson once, which
because I've not watched it yet.
I don't. I watched little tiny bits. It's exactly how I expect an interview between Tucker Carlson and Vladimir Putin to go. Whereas I will answer a load of questions that really don't matter much and don't have any implications for Russia or implications that I can just put on other countries, Ukraine, America, us, etc. And then any time you try and ask any question that might be even within 100 meters of something that I could deem difficult, someone will point a gun at you from across a room and you'll just move on.
That would be good though if that happens within it though. He's just So, in regards to the human
Just a
trafficking,
red dot.
Putin,
Red dot
how
just
many
comes up his jacket.
how many of these children are Ukrainian? How many of them are no longer Russian? Milk. Is like milk here. Is it as popular as what it is in America?
Yes, it's very, I like very much. And no, Dmitry, put gun down. It's okay. Move on. We like wolf and bear and milk. Yes.
Oh, wolves, mate, wolves. We should
But
tell
this,
them
you're
about
right.
the wolves,
Before we
mate.
come on here, you said this was going to be dog heavy.
Super-powered wolves.
Whoa, I'm in. Why did you save this until an hour? Let's go. Close strong.
The super-powered wolves, right? These wolves that have been living around Chernobyl, and
Oh,
not
yes.
just the wolves though. I was reading about it yesterday. It's fucking well weird. For some reason, it's almost like cancer now no longer exists caused by radiation in Chernobyl. If the things have lived there within the radiation for this amount of time.
Well, that's what chemotherapy is.
Yeah, they've bred it into themselves, and now they're resistant to cancer. And I really want them to now try and breed them wolves with beagles, and to see if they can start making beagles smoke again in cages, to see if that will stop the beagles from getting cancer.
And then all we have to do then is teach them how to play cards or snooker, and we can recreate the paintings of yore.
Yeah. I mean, that would be nice.
That is something I would like to restore to the dog community. Is there was
recreational activities.
There was a very
Gentlemen's
noble
clubs.
Yeah,
Good boys clubs.
They were a very noble time apparently in British history, where dogs would frequent country clubs and take part in all manner of table-based
what if XL
sports.
Bullies were the uprising then, where they were like, this all used to be ours. And
Like Planet of the Apes.
Yous lot have all sat down, laid down, showed your bellies, handed your paw to them, knelt before them. We're not doing that. We're going to eat their young. We will be taking over the snooker clubs once again. But we're going to call it pool.
Do you reckon that's why? Do you reckon that's why as well? Because they've seen the decline of like workingmen's clubs and like fucking all these obviously you've seen nightclubs and loads of clubs and pubs are getting shut down, and like
we built these with our bare paws.
Dogs are like our dog paws, not bear paws. Told you Russians like bears. They're like we grew up. My grandfather, well, my great grandfather grew up in this 125 dog years ago. I reckon probably maybe a little bit longer.
Like 400, wouldn't it? That 400 dog years ago would be like 60 years.
There you go, something like that. Whatever. I'm not doing dog maths. They can't see these establishments go down the gullet. They're like, we used to be famed for playing pool. We used to be the kings of the poker table. Now what do? We sit in women's handbags. We fucking dope dealers use us to intimidate their customers. We get paraded about at Crufts with shitty hairstyles. Poodles,
they rape us on YouTube and
Poodles are Rastafarian. They're not even meant to cut their hair. And these fucking white folk are out here just trimming them all up like a hedge. We need to claim this back. And the strong, obviously, leading the way. The XL Pity, noble in its fucking pursuit of the cause. It just wants to retain some heritage. Yes, we might be making these sound somewhat like nationalist dogs.
The bulldog breed.
Yeah. We're not really fighting their case by saying they're racist dogs. But no, they don't.
No, they're not racist. They just care about their own, Jimmy.
They care about their own.
Yeah. That's not racism.
They care about pursuing their own activities.
Yeah.
And
smoking, drinking heavily.
Yes.
Playing games, sports that you can play with alcohol.
Still wearing coats, but also wearing hats.
Yes. And pipes. They like the odd pipe and monocle as well.
They fucking love a
back
pipe,
in the day.
man. They love it, which confused me because then during my teen years, I tried to feed my dog like a bucket of bread bags and like pipes several times, and I just got told off by my mum for trying to get the dog high. But I just thought I was soaking in the culture.
Idea, though, of I know it's wrong, but I do love the idea of a scientist being like, we need to get these like battery farms. Let's stop these battery farms, these chickens, because we could fit an Alsatian in each of these cages, and we'll stick 20 Benson and Hedges in front of it each day and get it through them. just making masks that you can attach a cigarette to like a muzzle that closes off the snout and mouth of the dog, and you can attach a cigarette into the hole at the end and spark it, so it has to smoke it
But why are we doing that?
to prove that they don't cause cancer, so that people can start
amazing.
smoking cigs again, and everyone can go back to being more relaxed and not having to drink coffee all the time just to feel something in the world.
Well, that's a very pleasant way to end this episode, mate. We'll be back next week. Please join us on the Patreon for the episode that's literally going to come as this recording stops.